Tonight's service is only $351.25 plus tax, including SIN 3 and heavy gear oil. Stop by to schedule your next service or online at TillyHD.com. Be road ready with Tilly of Statesville.
The following is a paid program and does not necessarily reflect the views of WSIC.
Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, and I have co-host Don Smyle with me this morning.
Good morning, Mooresville.
We also have a special guest who's actually been on before, but Miss Amy Sherrill from Arts and Events.
Good morning.
Morning. We're so glad you could join us.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Lots going on in your world right now that we're going to talk to you about a little bit later. But how's everybody doing this morning? Enjoying the weather?
Oh, my goodness. It's wonderful. And actually, it's fortuitous. That's the word of the day.
Yeah, fortuitous.
Fortuitous. Because today we have our Bubble Bash at Liberty Park. With our community outreach division. So sounds all the fun. Kiddos are out there playing with big giant bubbles.
I want to go.
I want to go too.
I know.
Why don't we get to play with bubbles?
We should do a remote.
I like that.
At Bubble Bash. What do you think? I need to talk to Stephanie and
say, I think that's a
hey,
great
we
idea.
need to hook up.
Let's do it.
So, yeah, they're out there enjoying a beautiful day at Liberty Park with a Bubble Bash, which is always a big hit. I mean, who doesn't love bubbles? Come on.
Oh, I mean, yeah. I love them. I love to pop them.
Yeah.
I like to see how big they can get.
Well, and the gentleman that is kind of the center of this, and forgive me for not knowing his business off the top of my head. However,
Mr. Bubbles.
Mr. Bubbles?
I think.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mr.
we've actually hired him before.
Yeah, he's
bubbles.
really good, and those bubbles you could walk through them.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're so big.
They're person-sized bubbles.
Yeah, so the kids obviously love those a lot.
Yeah.
So shout out to our community outreach division for showing the kids a good time today.
Yeah.
And actually,
today.
they will be doing this all summer. So if you have children that you are looking to find things and activities for them to do, community outreach has something pretty much all summer long, every week. So go to our Facebook page, Destination Recreation, and you will find a complete list of the events that are coming up. And feel free to join us because it's going to be happening all summer long.
That's right. Lots going on this summer. I think this is probably one of the busier summers for Parks and Recreation. There's so much happening.
I would agree.
Yeah. So lots happening in Parks and Recreation, but lots happening in Mooresville in general. So I've been scanning the headlines for you for In the News.
Dun, da, 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 because Christine knows the deets, and she's going to share them with us.
I know all things. My husband would also agree with you. I know
better.
all things. He better agree.
Yeah.
Well, we call Christine the Oracle.
Mooresville Oracle.
Because she knows everything.
That's
So
right.
tell us, Christine, what is going on?
Okay. So first thing is Mooresville approved the budget and a streetscape plan. So I don't know if you know, June 3rd, commissioners gave unanimous approval for the fiscal year 25 budget that was presented by our new town manager, Tracy Jerome. We're glad to have Tracy here in Mooresville. She comes to us from El Paso, Texas. So that actually left the property tax at 48.36 cents per $100 valuation. So again, the budget was approved with no tax increase. So I'm sure residents are happy about that. That is a great thing. We also created a new department in the town of Mooresville called Traffic Management. So another thing I'm very sure residents are happy about.
For sure.
Looking forward to hiring some new staff for that department.
And what is the purpose of traffic management? Do you know?
Yes.
Manage traffic.
So what I've heard is that, yes, Amy, you are correct, that they will do some TIAs, some traffic assessments, and, analyze where the greatest needs are and then create plans to address that, which is obviously greatly needed. And then the other exciting part of the June 3rd meeting was that the downtown streetscape plan was approved. So that was also unanimous board approval. And this thing has taken a year and a half of, town staff work that they put into it, consultants. There was also a huge push to get residents and business owner input. They created a 17-member steering committee that all went into this downtown streetscape plan to see what does our downtown need to look like. So it'll actually include the Moore Park to North Main corridor, the blocks of Broad and Church and Main, of course, all the surrounding areas. And it's really a toolkit. What is currently proposed is not 100% approved yet. We are looking for additional feedback on that, so that we can really create a plan that works for everyone and makes our downtown look even more beautiful. So very excited about that.
Yeah, I think streetscapes and pedestrian friendly areas in most downtowns is kind of an area of focus now.
Yeah.
And Mooresville's no different. And specifically now that we have such a vibrant downtown, and
Yeah.
there's so much going on down there.
So busy.
It would be great to have more pedestrian friendly areas and
Yeah.
areas for people to congregate
And
without standing
parking.
not standing in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And parking, obviously. And there's a parking deck coming,
Right.
which I think will help. But it's good that the town is kind of forward thinking about all of this. I know that there's a master plan underway for the town, kind of like it's called Mooresville Tomorrow.
Right.
And Parks and Recreation is actually just undertaken a similar
Yes.
approach where we are looking at the next 5 years from a Parks and Recreation perspective. And so we'll be able to kind of merge those two processes together and figure out, what is it the community wants and
Right.
what is the best way to approach it and how are we going to fund it.
Right. And it's good when you have, all of those plans working together that all echo, the same sentiment of what we need. And always, always great when, residents and businesses have a say in that too. So that's what I love about the streetscape plan is, it's truly representative of all of the needs of the community. So I look forward to seeing that. Another story that I was very excited to read
And
is
Bill, you need to cue the clap music.
Oh, that's right.
Get ready to cue the clap music.
Iredell Health System welcomes a familiar face as the new director of the Iredell Health Foundation, our former mayor, Miles Atkins. That's right.
That's awesome.
So he is actually, he has served as the Director of Corporate Affairs and Relations since 2012. He's actually going to stay in that role, but he's also taking on the role of the Director of the Foundation for Iredell Health. So, yeah, congrats.
Yeah, congrats, Miles.
Former Mayor Miles Atkins. And he was, for those of you that don't know, he was actually the town of Mooresville's mayor from 2011 to 2023. So pretty long stretch of time there. And then as the director of the foundation, he hopes to create a philanthropic culture and awareness of, the ways that Iredell Health can give back. So congratulations, Miles.
Well, that's just the second thing. I think wasn't a week or two ago that he was also recognized as being like a big proponent of the downtown.
Yes, he was the Main Street champion for this year.
Yes.
Yeah, so he's busy in his retirement as mayor.
Yeah, Miles was always a big supporter of Parks and Recreation, and we appreciated his support during the 2023 celebrations for the sesquicentennial.
That's right, 150 years. Okay, and then this is a fun story. So we got a new bookstore in downtown Mooresville called Fred and June's. So Fred and June's is actually doing a scavenger hunt that's based on the book. They're partnering with a local author that wrote the book Normie, the Lake Norman Monster, which we're going to talk about more. But this scavenger hunt runs June 1st through 30th, and people can go to 26 of the local downtown businesses to spot Normie and get a stamp on their Normie tracker, which they can also obtain at Fred and June Books or any of the participating businesses. If they collect 14 business, stamps, they'll get a prize. There's also prizes the more stamps you get. So pretty cool way to get people out in the local businesses and a way for, kids to get involved too. So we're going to talk more about Normie, the Lake Norman Monster, when we return from the break.
Heart Mooresville here on WSIC.
There's more Heart Mooresville on the way from 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
Well, we're locked into a really nice stretch of weather over the next several days with little to no rain through the weekend and early next week. And that low humidity is still around today. High temperatures in the low 80s. Plenty of sunshine. Mostly clear tonight. We're dropping back into the low 60s. Mid and upper 80s on the way for Wednesday and approaching 90s by the end of the week and into the weekend. Stay cool. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Nina's Boutique.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live continues their Thursday concert series in Mooresville. Fleetwood Mac tribute band The Chain takes the stage at 7 p.m. on June 13th. Grab a lawn chair and your friends and join us at Langtree in Mooresville on Thursday. The Second Friday Street Festival returns to Cornelius. Old Town's monthly series features an action-packed lineup of festivities including live entertainment, food trucks, craft breweries, local artisans, kids activities, street art, and more. The Second Friday Street Festival begins at 5 p.m. in Cornelius at the Oak Street Mill. Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville rocks the lot this Sunday Fun Day. Their monthly concert series event kicks off at 5 p.m. with music from Inspire beginning at 6. The band's R&B, jazz, funk, pop, and old school style will get you up and dancing. The Inspire concert begins at 6 p.m. on the stage powered by Waves Entertainment. We'll see you Sunday at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville. The Kane Center for the Arts Week 2 of summer camps begins Monday, June 17th. Morning and afternoon camps for ages 7 to 17 include ceramics, glee club, art, paper mache, clay, paint, and rock band. The 2024 fall performance season will be announced June 13th. For more information on summer camp programs, visit canearts.org. That's CAIN arts.org. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The 10-race series night number 3 is on Tuesday, June 18th. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, details, and information. And a happy Father's Day this Sunday from everyone here at WSIC. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Looking good, Mooresville. I mean, you're sitting at that traffic light too. Might as well be looking at something. Heart Mooresville continues now on WSIC.
You know, that music has a little bit of a Grease theme to it.
It does.
I'm a big lover of the movie Grease. I grew up.
You're the one that I want.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Ooh, honey. And I bet there's a lot of people out there that just did the same thing we did, right?
Yep.
So that's a timeless movie. I don't care what I'm doing.
No.
If I'm scrolling channels and I come across that,
Oh, you gotta watch
I'm gonna
it.
stop and watch it.
I do too. I watch that and the Titanic when it's on.
Oh yeah.
I feel like you just got to stop and watch it.
Now the
Rose.
Titanic, that's an
It's a long
investment.
one.
That's
It's a
an
long
investment in time.
Yeah.
It's like
right?
4 hours.
It
Yeah.
is. But I love that movie though.
Yeah, but
And The
Grease,
Notebook.
Yeah.
The Notebook.
Oh, I've never seen that
Oh
movie.
my
Don.
gosh.
Is it like a rom-com or is it like depressing?
It's a romance
Yeah,
movie.
it's a true love story.
Okay. Well,
Rom-
Nicholas Sparks.
then I'm probably
Yeah.
not going to watch it.
Right.
so.
Yeah.
Watch it. You should watch it with your wife. You should, together.
So I like to talk about the observance of days because, as I say on just about every show, there is a day, a week, a month for everything, and I think it's important that we spotlight some of these sometimes. So this week in June, the 12th, which is tomorrow, is Loving Day.
Oh.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I guess it's just a day to recognize the things that you love.
Yeah.
So.
That's nice.
So if you love being outdoors, then we have somewhere for you to go, which is one of our 17 parks.
17.
So National Loving Day
I like that.
tomorrow. The 13th is National Weed Your Garden Day.
Oh, I need to do that.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a good way to kind of
You're
just
a gardener.
relax.
Yeah.
So-
I'm a little. I have to pull them every time I see them.
She has
Oh,
a
really?
green thumb. Like
Yeah.
she can really.
Mhm.
She's like a expert.
So
I
what's
think.
your favorite part of gardening?
Just I don't know. I mean, the work's hard, but I enjoy it. I like seeing the flowers bloom. Yeah, it's everything. I like to eat too. I have tomatoes and cucumbers and
so you
peppers.
grow some
So I
vegetables.
grow vegetables
She's-
and plant
She's real.
flowers.
She's
Yeah.
legit
Wow.
gardener.
Put my earbuds in.
Yeah,
have
that's
a little
just a good
cocktail and
escape.
just go out there.
It's a nice escape.
Yeah.
I can't keep anything alive. I'm the opposite.
That's because you're just
There's
always
plants out
moving.
there
I
you
know.
can neglect, and I'll give you
Okay.
what's up on
Okay.
those.
I'll get some tips.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my wife probably wants some tomato tips since she's big on the tomato thing.
Yeah.
She can always grow the little cherry tomatoes, but she can never seem to grow the big ones.
It's hard with the red clay
Yeah.
in this
so-
area. You have to get the good soil.
Let's see. What else is happening? Oh, one of my favorite Nature Photography Day.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
you
it,
do
it-
like
yeah, I'm a
photography.
big into photography, and I have made a habit recently of going out and finding new parks and new greenways to explore, and take my camera and go out and have a good time. And again, given all the parks and the lovely spaces that we have in Mooresville, this is something that everybody can participate in.
Yeah.
Nature Photography Day.
Hmm.
So, just a few of the things happening in the coming week where you can enjoy some parks and recreation outdoor activities.
Awesome.
So, we went to break talking about Normie, and I have to be honest, because I don't live in Mooresville, that I had never heard of Normie.
You've never heard of
I'd
Normie?
never heard of Normie. And
Normie's a
so,
thing.
why don't you explain what Normie is?
Okay. So Normie, the Lake Norman monster, is a real thing. So there is actually obviously a
Well,
children's.
it's a real
It's a real myth, I
myth.
guess. A real.
It's a
But
real
I
mythy
Don't
thing.
scare all the children
personally,
from the
I
lake.
think it's a real thing.
Okay.
So
No one's going to Lake Norman anymore on the weekend.
I also believe in aliens, so
Yeah.
take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, we can have a whole
Um,
show on that. It's funny,
so-
Bill and I were having this very conversation before you came. So
Yeah.
I think there's a show coming up on
I
this.
think there is. So Normie, there's obviously a children's book, written about Normie, which is part of the scavenger hunt for downtown that we talked about. But there's actually a website dedicated to it. It's called lakenormanmonster.com. It has been featured on Amazon Prime's show series, America's Monsters. I know it was actually on a Canadian series too. I cannot remember the channel, but it was Canadian because our chamber president, Kirk Ballard, was actually the one interviewed about it.
Oh,
So this is like a real thing that's been featured on television shows about America's monsters. Normie, the Lake Norman monster. So there on as I dug into the research about this because I've heard about it, but when I read this article, I'm like, wait a minute, this is like really real thing. So I went down the rabbit hole,
okay.
and there are sightings like as recent as what is it, May 21st? So as of a couple weeks ago, this thing's out there. So I'm going to read some of these sightings to you.
Okay.
All right,
You're
let's
scaring all the
cue this
children.
up. You help me read them, Dawn, okay?
Okay.
All right. Are we ready, Bill? That's right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. My boat was docked at the Lake Norman Marina. My friend and I were swimming in the middle of the lake. My boat was anchored. My friend Scott was at the rear of the boat. I was in front. He screamed and immediately got in the boat. I climbed in and asked him why he freaked out. He said something big and black swam between his legs.
Oh my goodness.
That's it?
Oh, there's more.
Okay. All right.
You
So
try one.
okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
try one. This one was in January. Okay. Looking out our back door and saw Normie heading toward the shoreline this morning. He looks around 15 feet. I have no idea what they were looking at, but apparently they thought it was Normie, and he's big.
I was fishing for bass from the shore, and this giant tail breaches from the end of the cove. Then I saw a head pop out of the water. It looked like the Loch Ness Monster.
Are these real?
Are
These are real sightings.
Okay.
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 I was down on the pier crappie fishing, and there was a seagull feeding on batfish about 50 yards from the dock. I was looking at them, and I noticed something sticking out of the water, but it was moving. The head was going forward, then it would slow to a stop and take off again. I was like, what is that freaking thing? It was like in brown color and as big as a goose's body, but it was no goose. It moved about 20 feet, then slowly went under. I was blown away by whatever it was, and I'm not crazy. Could it have been Normie? My phone was dead when I finally got it to take a shot. How appropriate. All right. Well, let's this okay. This is
Put 'em
opportune.
through.
Put him through. All right, Mike. So you have a story about Normie. Tell us.
Well, I used to fly a hot air balloon that was the Lake Norman Monster. Have you ever seen that balloon?
No, I just learned something new. That's pretty cool.
That is very
Look
cool.
up the Lake Norman balloon, or Lake Norman Monster hot air balloon. It belongs to the late Ed Restaino. He was a great guy, but the balloon is a really awesome thing, and it was actually on the front of the thing that we used to have these things out called phone books.
Yeah, yeah, I remember those.
One time.
Yeah.
Now, was that balloon
But yeah,
inspired
look
by a sighting?
I don't know exactly what inspired him to make that balloon, but it was a very unique balloon. Got a lot of attention anytime it got put up. It was fun to fly because it draw huge crowds. But look that up. That'll be something else to just stick in with the Normie.
Very cool.
Now, have you ever seen Normie from high above in your balloon?
No, I have not, but I've seen some things in that lake make me go, That's for sure.
I bet.
I can agree with that too.
Well, so there is a Normie balloon out there. So if you happen to be on the lake, look up.
That's right.
Not only is he in the water, he's above your head.
Look up and down.
That's scary.
Thank you so much for sharing. That's great.
Thanks, Mike. You have a great day.
No, you too.
Bye.
So
didn't think that was coming.
more proof that this is a thing. There's hot air balloons. There's children's books. There's a website. People are seeing this thing. It's real. It's real.
Well, he says there's things in that lake that make him go,
Yeah.
Well,
I can,
okay.
attest to that.
You had a story. So one of the reasons that Amy is here today too is because she is a lifelong Mooresville resident.
Mooresvillian.
So
I'm a native for sure.
When she heard we were going to be talking about Normie today, you have your own story.
Right. So I don't know if it's Normie, but we have a lake house on the Troutman side of the lake. And I've seen, like Mike, the past caller, I've seen a lot of crazy things, fish, that is. But I've seen some sightings. One of the biggest, scariest things I've ever seen come out of Lake Norman is my brother-in-law caught the third largest catfish.
Ooh.
I think this was probably 10 years ago. Maybe the record's been broken, but it was 93 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And, catfish are scary regardless. And so, I have pictures
Catfish
of two grown men holding this, catfish in a picture. So
you might have caught
I think
Normie.
that Normie could be a catfish.
Now, did he catch him on a reel, or did he stick his arm down his throat?
What are those, that show?
Yeah,
It's not that.
yeah,
No, it was
okay.
from a reel. I mean, obviously a net as it got closer.
I'm sorry, that's just freaky to me.
It
You
is.
stick your hand in a hole
Oh,
and
What
wait
is the
for
name of
something to
that show?
clamp
It's
onto you,
huge.
Yeah.
and then you pull it out.
Yeah. They
I
do
mean,
that. I think that's
I don't know
very
what
common
it's
around
called, but
here.
I call
There's
it
a-
crazy. Noodling.
Yeah,
Noodling.
Thank you, Bill.
There
Bill.
was a show, I think, that about noodling.
Okay, I'm not into that. I'm just
Right.
going to say I don't
Yeah.
like sticking my hand into dark holes in
That's
the middle
creepy.
of a lake.
But I mean, Lake Norman is so dark and cloudy and muddy. So,
Yeah.
to see things, you really don't know what you're looking
But
at.
93 pounds, that's ginormous.
Yeah.
I mean, and did they cook it and eat it?
No,
No?
they'll put it back in. So maybe it's Normie.
Oh, that was good.
They may have caught Normie.
Yeah, no
and
one
put him
no one
back.
wants to eat that fish at Lake Norman.
Now, I don't know. Some of the sightings though, because 90 something pounds is probably like how many feet long? Like,
I'd
that's
probably
prob-
say when
Got to be like 8 or 10.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's like
Some of these sightings say
was
like
more big,
15
though.
feet. It was this big.
yeah. I mean, it was a big fish.
Yeah. So I don't know. Is it
Yeah.
Normie? Is it not? I don't know. Has anyone else caught a catfish over 90 something pounds, or did Amy's brother-in-law catch Normie? I don't know.
I
Well,
think there's definitely something.
Given that
out
these
there.
sightings happened like a month ago, I have to assume that whatever is out there is still lurking below the surface.
Still there.
Yeah.
All right.
Obviously, we're going to have more to talk about here on Heart Mooresville on WSIC when we get back after this word from our sponsors, Normie.
As local as Mooresville. Christine Patterson and Don Smyle host Heart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, we're locked into a really nice stretch of weather over the next several days with little to no rain through the weekend and early next week. And that low humidity is still around today. High temperatures in the low 80s. Plenty of sunshine. Mostly clear tonight. We're dropping back into the low 60s. Mid and upper 80s on the way for Wednesday and approaching 90s by the end of the week and into the weekend. Stay cool. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Get into Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville.
At the Chevrolet store, truck season continues. What's that mean? It means deep discounts, huge selection on Silverados, Colorados. I tell you, Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, we've got the four-wheel drive, two-wheel drive, crew cabs, double cabs, regular cabs, any color, any style. You come pick it out today. Again, deep discounts during truck season. Randy Marion Chevrolet in Statesville, right on I-40.
RandyMarionStatesville.com.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's. Save $40 on select 5-gallon HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams paint, like Weather Shield, Showcase, or ceiling paint. Plus, save $10 on drywall PVA primer and get free same-day delivery to the job site when you order by 2 p.m. Lowe's knows paint. Lowe's knows pros. Offers valid through 6/14. Delivery by 8 p.m. Subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Getting quality employees to fill positions in your company is essential, but finding those people can be a major hassle unless you use ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter makes finding quality people a breeze. ZipRecruiter's advanced technology identifies candidates with the right skills, sends you great matches, then you can easily invite them to apply. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. See for yourself. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Fernhill Baptist Church is a traditional fundamental congregation located in Troutman. Hear them Sunday mornings at 8:15 here on WSIC. Listen on demand, WSICFM.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Financially speaking, GM is pretty much firing on all cylinders right now, so it's buying back $6 billion of its own stock. It's on top of a $10 billion share purchase GM launched last fall, as the company sees improvements in both its gas-powered and EV divisions, something several of its rivals can't say. The priciest part of GM's EV investment has been made now that it's completed plant conversions and its battery platform has been built. Sean Fain, the boss of the United Auto Workers, made headlines during last year's strikes against the Detroit Three for being tough. A court filing today details a federal investigation into Fain, looking into how tough he's been with other union leaders. Follows allegations of retaliatory treatment by Fain against the UAW Secretary-Treasurer and a vice president, which they have said included stripping them of their duties. In a statement, Fain says he encourages investigations of all claims. Stock index is splitting it, Dow losing 0.5%, NASDAQ up 0.1%, S&P down 0.25%. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
All things Mooresville to keep you in the Noseville. Join in the conversation by calling 844-STUDIO-4. Now, back to the show.
And welcome back to I Heart Mooresville.
Episode I Heart Normie.
That's right. We all heart Normie. And thank you, Mike, for calling in. Thank you, Amy, for sharing your story.
Sure.
We're going to keep a lookout for more sightings. I will be monitoring that website now, so I'll keep everyone updated on the Normie situation.
I'm gonna look up the shows.
Yes,
Yeah.
you have to watch the episodes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, another kind of in the news item that I wanted to share was I was recently published in the June issue of Lake Norman Woman.
Yay!
Thank you. No, but it actually is a great article about customer service. You know, customer service is something that I feel like has
lacking.
Yeah, we've kind of gone away from, and I think the good companies out there are the ones that are trying to get back to customer service and become a more customer-oriented organization. And it's not easy to do in today's age when everyone wants everything right now. But I just feel like we've got to raise the bar.
Well, you know, customer service has gotten bad when the only time you hear about it is because it was good, right? Meaning that it's just become so accepted that it's bad.
Right.
And then, you know, people point out that it was such great service when that should be the norm.
Exactly.
And it should be the other way around, that people are talking when it's bad, right? Because it should be good all the time. But you're right. We have gotten away from that. And I don't know when that happened, but it seems to be pretty prevalent in most service industries. And I think, you know, we had Grant on here a couple weeks ago to talk about, you know, he runs the what is it? Which hotel?
Hilton Garden Inn.
Yeah, Hilton Garden Inn. And they were talking about, you know, the understanding of the fact that you don't know if this person has just been on a 15-hour flight with 3 connectors and had a miserable day.
Yep.
right? And so you kind of have to approach it from their perspective.
Right.
So you wrote an article about this. So tell us about your article and about
Yes.
customer service from your perspective.
Yeah. So, as you know, I come from the hospitality industry. My background is, in hospitality and tourism, which I've applied to what I do for the town with arts and events and, creating experience centric events. It's really about what people experience when they come there. And that very much is hospitality. It's very much customer service. It's meeting the needs of our community through, event planning and providing that community engagement. So, some over the past 15 years, I've had the opportunity to teach customer service training and sales training. I've read probably over 50 books that are about customer service. It's kind of like my thing, I'm a customer service guru. But I've developed a training and I administer that to my staff, and I actually recently did it for the water billing department, which was very cool because I love kind of doing those non-hospitality teams because it's a very different dynamic. So the article, it really gives you 5 basic things to that you need to implement to be a customer oriented organization. One is about listening and understanding customer needs. If you don't know your customers, then you're not going to do a good job of meeting their needs. So it's about understanding, and the way that you can understand is listening, active listening. I think that's something that not everyone does well. We want to talk. Sometimes there's waiting to talk and there's listening.
Yeah, the thing I've learned over the years is from a listening perspective is you don't need to listen to reply. You need to listen to understand, and that's hard to do because anytime you have a conversation with somebody, whatever they say, your mind immediately starts turning how you're going to reply to them. You're not actually listening to what they're saying at that point.
Right.
You're thinking of a response, and so it is something you have to train yourself to do.
Yes.
So I can relate to that.
Yeah. No, you're very right about that. And then number 2 is going above and beyond. So there are things I think that some companies, think are above and beyond, but really they're the basic expectation. I'll use our Charles Mack Citizen Center venue as an example. The AV working, you coming in and having a comfortable temperature, the AV working, friendly staff, that's the basic expectation.
Right.
Above and beyond is when you go above that, and really try to exceed expectations. So I think it's just putting that in perspective too, and understanding truly what is above and beyond and what's realistic for your company. I mean, you're not going to be able to spend, and put enormous resources towards that, but there are very simple things that you can do that are considered above
Well,
and beyond.
the fact is the people that come to that facility are paying to be there.
Yeah.
And so the expectation, the baseline you talk about, I think you put yourself in their perspective and say, if I was going to rent this venue, I was going to rent this room, this facility, whatever, I would expect it to be a comfortable temperature.
Right.
I would expect the AV to work. I would expect
Kinda bare
specific things.
minimum.
Right.
Bare minimum.
Expectations. Yeah. And above and beyond, 2 separate things. And then the third is embrace a positive attitude. And this is hard. This is not easy for everyone. Everyone is not the bubbly person that walks in the door, like some maybe believe I am. It's really about adjusting mindset. So, for example, a lot of retail stores have this problem. So, they close at 5 or 6 o'clock. Customer comes in the door 5 minutes before close. An adjustment in mindset has you saying, instead of saying, it's 5 minutes to close, like this person just came in, it's, I get the opportunity to help one more customer before I leave today. Thank you. Like that, those are very different mindsets. So, that starts from, I think, an organization's culture too. It's really what sets the tone for that. So it's just understanding that.
Yeah, I think too that one of the things I've learned from a management perspective is how important the hiring process is.
Yes.
Yes, you need staff, and sometimes that's hard. But you really need to look for those people who fit that culture of what you're trying to achieve, and it really starts at the top.
Yeah.
And everybody's different. Everybody has a different personality, but ultimately, if you're a customer service oriented business or an environment, you need to find somebody who shares that philosophy or can be taught that philosophy. and not just a warm body. Because ultimately, the trickle down effect is you have customers that are unhappy because of the interaction with this individual. We live in a society now where the reviews drive everything.
Right.
I saw something I think I mentioned before about, that it's not your product that sells you, it's the people who buy your product.
Yes.
Right. And so those reviews now are really central to others individuals purchasing or buying your service or product.
Right.
And so word of mouth is everything now.
Absolutely. And you're very right about the, it starts from recruiting and hiring. There's a book that Patrick Lencioni wrote called The Ideal Team Player. And it talks about the three main things that you look for in employees. And he's so right. And it's humble, hungry, and smart. And smart, not as in, book smart, intelligence, but more about emotional intelligence and kind of, the ability to read people and work with people and build relationships. So that's a really interesting read, and kind of changes the way that you look at recruiting, but I definitely think it applies here. And then the fourth thing is resolving complaints gracefully and solicit feedback. So service recovery is one of the most important things that you can take into account that's related to customer service. Things are going to mess up, where no one's perfect. Those situations we will fail at times. Those situations are going to come up where we have failed at providing good customer service. It's how you handle that's important.
Mm-hmm.
And service recovery, having that in place, some sort of method in place is the most important thing to any organization. I think so. We actually use in arts and events something called the LEARN model, and it's called listen, empathize, apologize, resolve, and notify. You're listening. You can apologize for something without it being your fault.
Right.
Even if it wasn't us that messed up, we can still say I'm sorry and empathize with that person, resolve that complaint as efficiently as we can, and then it's notifying someone higher up that can make sure that doesn't happen again. That last piece is the one that everyone always forgets, because if you resolve the complaint, that is great. But if you don't prevent it from happening again, then we really haven't done our job.
I totally agree. That's a big part of any business or any environment. And that applies to marketing within our own division. We are not always going to be perfect and things aren't always going to go right. But at the end of the day, it's our job to understand why.
Right.
And then get others involved who might be able to help us resolve that for the future.
Right.
Point well taken.
Yeah. And then lastly is establish guiding principles. So all of the methods that, the things that we talked about, it's being preventative about it and getting a plan in place, even if it's simple, even if it's just implementing a few guiding principles for your organization. And it's okay, we are going to do, have a service recovery, technique in place, and we're going to put these few things, but having that really makes a difference. So it's just being proactive about it, putting something in place that you have these standards to meet, and then commit to those.
Right. And also holding people accountable. At the end of the day, accountability can sound like a bad word, but ultimately, if you're a service-based organization, and you have to set things in place and hold people accountable for that expectation. We as Parks and Recreation are a service-based industry. What we're doing is everything that we do is meant to benefit the community. And so whether they're coming to one of your downtown events, they're coming to one of our bubble bashes in the park, they're utilizing one of our facilities for their children's programming, whatever it is, we're a service-based industry.
That's right.
And so it's important that we understand and react to that. And to your point, we won't always get it right, but our purpose is to figure out why,
right,
and to resolve that moving forward as a team. So I think that's very interesting. Congratulations on your being published.
I just wanted to share.
It's obviously you know what you're talking about.
I sometimes.
Yeah.
And about this I do.
Depends on who you talk to. Right? So anyway, we will be back here shortly on Heart Mooresville on WSIC, and we will talk about some of the other things happening in the Parks and Rec ecosystem.
Stay in the know with all things Mooresville. Heart Mooresville continues next on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC.
Well, we're locked into a really nice stretch of weather over the next several days with little to no rain through the weekend and early next week. And that low humidity is still around today. High temperatures in the low 80s, plenty of sunshine. Mostly clear tonight. We're dropping back into the low 60s. Mid and upper 80s on the way for Wednesday and approaching 90s by the end of the week and into the weekend. Stay cool. That's your forecast for the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here's your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live continues their Thursday concert series in Mooresville. Fleetwood Mac tribute band The Chain takes the stage at 7 p.m. on June 13th. Grab a lawn chair and your friends and join us at Langtree in Mooresville on Thursday. The Second Friday Street Festival returns to Cornelius. Old Town's monthly series features an action-packed lineup of festivities including live entertainment, food trucks, craft breweries, local artisans, kids activities, street art, and more. The Second Friday Street Festival begins at 5 p.m. in Cornelius at the Oak Street Mill. Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville rocks the lot this Sunday Fun Day. Their monthly concert series event kicks off at 5 p.m. with music from Inspire beginning at 6. The band's R&B, jazz, funk, pop, and old school style will get you up and dancing. The Inspire concert begins at 6 p.m. on the stage powered by Waves Entertainment. We'll see you Sunday at Ghostface Brewing in Mooresville. The Kane Center for the Arts Week 2 of summer camps begins Monday, June 17th. Morning and afternoon camps for ages 7 to 17 include ceramics, glee club, art, paper mache, clay, paint, and rock band. The 2024 fall performance season will be announced June 13th. For more information on summer camp programs, visit canearts.org. That's C-A-I-N arts.org. The Cookout Summer Shootout Series is back at Charlotte Motor Speedway. The 10-race series night number 3 is on Tuesday, June 18th. Visit charlottemotorspeedway.com for tickets, details, and information. And a happy Father's Day this Sunday from everyone here at WSIC. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
I Heart Mooresville. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt. Sorry, New York. 105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Local starts here.
All right, welcome back to I Heart Mooresville here on WSIC, or as we like to call it, the Lake Normie Monster Edition.
I Heart Normie.
I Heart Normie. We should put that on a t-shirt.
I know.
Somebody probably already has. All right, so we talked earlier about the Bubble Bash that's happening in Liberty Park today with our community outreach team, but I want to talk about some of the other things that are going on in our world. Cornelius Road Park, a very popular park, and it's been on the books now for a while for some improvements, and so those improvements have begun. And so portions of the disc golf course will be closed, and there's some fields that will also be impacted. So we would encourage you to follow our Facebook page at Mooresville Parks and Recreation to keep up to date with those. Obviously, we know it inconveniences the community a little bit, but the end result is we will have some significant improvements in parking, facilities, restroom amenities, things of that nature that the public will certainly enjoy. So we appreciate you bearing with us during this time. And, we've had questions about why we do some of these things in the summer when the kids are out or whatever. A lot of it is driven by the fact of our tournament schedules, and those happen in the spring and the fall. And so the best opportunity or the best time not to impact those is during the summer. So there's never a perfect time for anything, but in this particular situation, that's the reasoning. We also have some new programs. We have an after-school park and STEP program. Now, these are pretty cool. So registration for these are open now at mooresvillerecreation.org. The after-school park program is a great way for kids to unwind after a long school day. We also have a new afternoon option called STEP, which is for individuals with cognitive and intellectual disabilities. And the intent is to foster developing social, emotional, and self-management skills. So, again, you want to learn more about that, go to mooresvillerecreation.org. And summer means water. We have some WaterX classes taking place at the War Memorial Recreation Center pool. Participants will move in fun and challenging ways, low intensity to medium intensity. So the classes are designed for everyone. They happen on Monday and Wednesday from 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. So if you're interested in getting on the water and getting your move on,
Yeah.
then WaterX is for you.
Sounds fun.
We have another thing called the Community Drum Circle. And this is a great way to let out some,
I like that.
some aggression and kind of get it all out there. So it's a drum circle program which invites participants to experiment with rhythms, boost their auditory processing skills, and learn about playing the drums.
We need a drum circle.
Yeah. Daily.
Bill is like, stop that.
Right in my ear.
Hurt my ear. Instruments are provided, but participants are welcome to bring a drum or a handheld percussion instrument. And again, this is at the War Memorial Recreation Centers, Friday and Saturdays. Fridays at 6 to 7 and Saturdays 11 to noon, and it is free. So please join our drum circle. Let's see, Little Hands, Tiny Feet. Again, an opportunity for your little kids to get involved in some artistic endeavors. It encourages creativities through theme-based activities like drawing, painting, coloring, and crafting. Again, at the War Memorial Recreation Center, June 15th. So people can learn more about that. And something that's really cool, which is new, is we have a skateboarding camp this year. And we have partnered with the Mooresville Skate Shop to offer a skateboard camp. So campers will learn about skate park etiquette, technical skills, and helpful tips and tricks. This happens, actually, there are no specific dates. So, however, we do know it's going to happen at the Mooresville Skate Park. So go to mooresvillerecreation.org and also visit our Facebook page to learn more about specific dates. But if your little camper is interested in learning more about skateboarding, then here's your opportunity. So with that said, I know, Christine, you have a lot going on in your world. And Amy, feel free to jump in because you are clearly involved in all of this.
Absolutely.
So,
Yes. So, Amy, we had a great event Friday.
Yeah, Greggy and the Jets.
That's right.
Yeah.
What? How many?
I think we're close to probably 2,000 people.
That's what I thought.
I rounded up. I mean, maybe like 18, 19, but I think 2,000 people. It was a great turnout.
Yeah, Rock the Park concert series. So first Friday of every month, except July,
the 12th,
will be the second because of the holiday, right?
Yes.
And then we have some great shows coming up at Mooresville Performing Arts Center.
Yes, this Saturday, June 15th, we have Priscilla Presley.
Priscilla's coming.
It's exciting. We're exciting for
Thank you
that.
very much.
Yeah. yeah.
So, and then so July
27th, we have Celebrity Housewives. So
Yeah.
that's exciting too at
Two
Mooresville
great
Performing
shows.
Arts Center.
Those are really exciting shows. Like tickets are flying out the door. So I hope everyone goes to ourtownstage.com, gets their tickets for Priscilla Presley for this Saturday, and then Celebrity Housewives for July 27th. And then if those do not fill you up, we also have the parade, Stars and Stripes on Main.
Stripes on Main. Yes. So that is July 4th at 10 a.m. downtown. Mooresville.
I'm so excited about the parade because we're going to have like way better than last year, though. More entertainment, bigger, better than last year. We're going to have dance troupes. We're going to have stilt walkers. We're going to have princesses. We're going to have a Huey helicopter.
Yep.
Like an actual
and of course,
military helicopter.
more Stars and Stripes memorabilia than you can possibly hold on to.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Because the Swag and Wagon.
The Swag and Wagon.
That's
Yep.
right.
Handing
Yeah.
out flags and swag. It's going to be a good time.
Flags and
deck you
swag.
out.
I love
Yeah.
that. Flags and swag. That should be the name of the parade. The
Yes.
Flags and Swag Parade.
I think this will be like the most patriotic parade that you can come to. Like,
It'll be
it's
a good
just a
time.
bunch of fun. And it's like 1 hour. So come out to the parade,
And then
enjoy.
Go to your cookout after.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then don't, it's not like your whole day. It's not a big thing. Like, just come out and put your chairs out. And you're in Mooresville when
You put your chair out at 6 a.m.
so just come
I'm guilty of
the
that.
day before and put your chair
In the
out.
past.
And it'll be there for you. And then you can just show up. We also have a couple other things going on in the community. The Christmas in July starts next month. So this is where it's like a whole weekend, July 25th through 27th, and all of the like downtown businesses offer discounts. They decorate like for Christmas. So
I think I saw like a tree kind of hidden when we were walking downtown yesterday.
they're starting.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of up, but they have it wrapped. So I was like, did they just not take it down from Christmas? But now it makes sense.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas in
Well,
July.
this is a great opportunity for you to do all of your Christmas shopping in the middle of the year.
That's
I
right.
wish.
And then when everybody else is scrambling at the end of the year, you can say, done, done,
All
done,
done.
Yeah.
done.
It's perfect. That is perfect, Dawn. Great idea.
I would love for that to happen.
Also, some really cool events downtown. So Throttle Thursdays. So it's alcohol, it's motorcycles, and it's classic cars.
Sounds like a good time.
Sounds like a great time.
That's a great adult activity.
Yes.
Yes. So that is the last Thursday of every month, April through October. So that'll be coming up in a couple weeks. Throttle Thursday, which is hosted by Murdo Made Distillery, which, if you haven't been, is a great distillery located on Main Street in downtown Mooresville. We also have the Langtree Live event. So every week, live music.
Big shout out to the 117.
That's right. We got to have fun stuff to do on both sides of town. And we do. There's so many great things. So this Thursday is actually The Chain, and it's a Fleetwood Mac tribute band.
No, that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like Fleetwood Mac? Come on.
Yes. And then also want to point out the open swim days at Kerrigan Farms. Like, summer is the only time that we get to experience this, and it's just such a cool thing to swim in the quarry. So check their website at kerriganfarms.com.
Is there a quarry monster?
Oh.
Just asking.
Let's not scare the kids.
I'm going to do some research. I will be digging into this.
Let's let them have some place to swim.
See if there's any sightings. The quarry monster.
No, let's not go there. So,
I love it. Then, of course, we've got the food truck festivals happening. Those are the first Saturday of the month. So that first weekend in July will be another food truck festival, and those are 5 to 8:30. You can always see your live comedy every Wednesday evening at Wobbly Butt Brewery, Don.
Yeah. I love saying that.
He loves it.
I do.
Wobbly Butt.
That's a catchy name for sure.
Yeah.
At Victory Lanes. But no, that it's a great series. I look on there every week and see the comedians, and I want to go so bad. So we're going to have to catch one of those on a Wednesday. And then, of course, Lake Norman Coffee and Cars at Merino Mill. Those are the fourth Saturday of each month. So if cars are your thing, go out, have a cup of coffee. It's going to be 8 in the morning, so you'll need your coffee. And then go look at all the wonderful classic cars. And then we also just out to the end of summer a little bit. The Mooresville Fondo is coming back September 8th. That is if you don't know what a Fondo is, what's a Fondo, Don?
It is an organized bike ride. And it was a big hit last year. There are a lot of bikers in and around the Mooresville, Lake Norman area. I personally am a biker, not to that extent. I love taking my bike out on the greenways and some of the trails and riding, but this is for people who are serious about, well, not everybody who's serious. Obviously, it's for all levels. And so you can choose to ride specific distances and be timed. It's a great activity for those who are hardcore enthusiasts or just for families who want to get out and have a good time.
Yeah. I've heard that they're growing the Fondo as well. So bigger and better again this year.
I think it's going to be bigger and better from what I hear.
Yeah, things are growing. And then we're bringing back the Bands, Brews, and Barbecue.
Yes, we are.
Festival.
September 14th.
What can people expect from that?
Lots of great music, lots of barbecue.
Ooh,
and then fun. We got some good entertainment lined up, some good activities.
Rides again?
Yes, we got some rides. I didn't know if you wanted to give out too much of the information.
But,
But
we got to leave it some for surprise.
Right. But family fun. So adults and kids.
Yes.
Good
And
time.
we're bringing our national barbecue competition winning
Kevin Peterson.
pitmaster,
Yep.
Kevin Peterson, back.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
Bands, Brews, Barbecue was a lot of
You
fun
just
last
love
year.
the smell when you walk up. You know?
He roasts a pig live there. It just it smells so good. So lots of great things going on.
I think my tummy just rumbled.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
Seriously.
Lunchtime. Ooh, we should do barbecue today. Usually it's
Ooh.
Taco Tuesday, but maybe we need some barbecue today. So yes, lots happening over the summer. So stay tuned. I'll keep sharing that information with you. We are gonna keep track of the Normie.
We're going to try to.
We will
And the quarry.
update you next week on any additional sightings, and we're gonna track this guy. We're gonna find him.
Oh my God.
Normie, the Lake Norman monster. Thank you for listening to I Heart Mooresville this week. We'll see you back next week, Tuesday at 11, right here on WSIC News.